Hi, I'm Anu from YOGASMITH, where we make the kitchen your pharmacy and the yoga mat your healing ground. Today we will be talking about menstruation leave policy and the challenges around it and asking ourselves, does that really solve our problem? This is a part of our series on seeking effective cures for menstrual distress, and the first step in that is talking about it, not pretending that it does not exist. As more and more women are entering the workforce, painful menstruation is a human resource productivity issue. Menstrual leave history. This concept started in Japan, and countries like Indonesia, South Korea, Taiwan have created legislation around it, giving women the right to take leave. The thought is gaining ground in the rest of the world as well. Italy became one of the first European countries to follow suit. Now, is it that simple? What are the challenges around it? Challenge number 1. Do all women get menstrual leave? Well, no. Mostly no. The Italian legislation requires women workers to present an annual medical certificate stating that they are suffering from dysmenorrhea. Challenge number 2. People don't inherently trust women applying for menstrual leave. Most men think that the women are bluffing. Majority of men think that this leave can be easily abused. This one is rather complicated. Who verifies whether the woman is menstruating or not? A real story here. Many years ago, I was working for a company with operations in Indonesia, which has a formal menstrual leave policy. One day, the woman employee applied for menstrual leave on the employee portal, and the HR manager decided to reject her leave, saying that the dates of the leave requested were very far apart, so it cannot be taken that she was menstruating. In the past, this poor woman had already been accused by her male colleagues of taking off whenever the workload was heavy. Anyway, this lady was so upset and angry that when she came in the next day, she threw her soiled, blood-stained panties on the HR manager's desk as proof of having her period. While this story went down in the annals of the history of this company as a joke, as an anecdote, but nobody really stopped by to talk about the agony she must have gone through the previous day, only to be told that her leave was rejected. As we see a rising incidence of PCOS, PMS, more irregular cycles, expect greater menstrual distress around you, expect greater menstrual distress stories around you, and challenges to deal with it. Challenge number 3. Does menstrual leave negate women equality? Staying at home creates yet another debate surrounding gender equality. From being accused of abusing a leave policy, to being a butt of jokes around PMS, to losing our seat at the decision-making table. Experts say that for women policies can backfire. These policies suggest that women are uniquely handicapped by the fact that they have their periods. Challenge number 4, which to my mind is the biggest challenge. Does staying at home really help? Well, no one's asking this question, and I'm surprised why. Menstrual leave does not take the distress out of menstruation, it just shifts the address. Rather than being miserable in office, you're miserable at home. Maybe the environment is a bit more comfortable, but the misery does not go. In an era where we have stopped asking logical questions in healthcare, we don't ask why period pain happens in the first place. Why is there increasing incidence of PCOS in young girls leading to irregular periods and menstrual distress? While governments can debate this and women groups can talk about it, as women it is our job to see that we are healed. Debilitating pain is your body crying out for help. You could be sitting on PCOS, fibroids, or setting the stage for endometriosis. As you shift the address of the pain, search for cures. Don't ignore it, or don't douse it with painkillers. Join our period protocol to understand how yoga and Ayurveda can help you. Read detailed explanations on how this process works, including latest research, yoga sequences, exhaustive nutrition guides, and learn the whole science behind healing yourself. You can be pain-free. Why have we stopped working on that aspect? And yes, an appeal to the men watching this, if you're watching it till this late, please stop making dumb jokes about menstruation. It's real distress for your colleagues at work, your girlfriends, wives, daughters, and sisters.